What's going on? Listen here. I'm not the biggest gamer. I play a couple video games here and there, but I'm not insane. And if you know one thing about me, you know I love horror. So I had this thought. Let's talk about my two favorite horror games and let them battle it out. That is Until Dawn and The Quarry. These games follow a group of friends and counselors who have to survive the night without turning into or dying to these human-like werewolves. And based on your decisions that you make in-game, these characters can either live or they can die. You can choose to hide or you can choose to run. One might be the right answer and one might be the brutally wrong answer that gets you killed. However, this is all up to you. We are gonna have these games fight it out in 6 different categories: setting, characters, horror, consistency, werewolves versus wendigos, and the ending. Let's do this. But just quickly before we get started, I know people are gonna be mad because I know it's gonna come out on top. So just remember, it's my opinion. You can have your own opinion, but just take it easy on me, alright? Winter and horror can be a bit of a hit or miss for me sometimes, but Until Dawn blends these two things together so incredibly well. It's snowing pretty much throughout the entire game. And as you're walking through the snow, you don't really know what's gonna jump at you. And sometimes it's hard to see, so you're kind of just like, oh my god, is there a jump scare coming? What do I do? But The Quarry takes this category for me. Let me explain why. I'm a sucker for summer slashers. X, Fear Street 2, Friday the 13th. I love all these movies so much. And you put that summer slasher setting into a video game, I'm gonna love it. We have reached the point of the video where people will get pissy. Taking characters, I have The Quarry. Look, I love every character in both of these games, and I don't think there's one that I genuinely hate. Look, after playing The Quarry for just a couple of hours, I fell in love with these characters immediately. They're all fun and goofy in their own way, and you got my boy Dylan. You got Dylan, come on. Dylan, let me tell you something. Dylan solos both these games on his own. My guy went the night with just one hand. Oh my god. Straight from the end of the opening scene with Laura and Max, I was just like, are they dead? Are they gonna come back? I really hope they come back. And when they do come back, I was so relieved. I was so happy because I thought it was the end for them. I'll be honest. Look, just because I prefer the characters in The Quarry does not mean I hate them in Until Dawn, because I absolutely love them. Mike is a beast. You kinda hate him at the start, and then by the end of the game, he's like your favorite character, basically. And for me, same goes for Emily. I could not stand her at the start of this. Let's be honest. I don't think any of us could. By the end of it, she was tolerable. Her slapping Ashley is a top 10 cinematic moment. Nothing comes close.
Please, just try to understand. Understand the palm of my hand, bitch.
Don't get mad, dude. Again, this is just my opinion. It's not the right one. I love the characters in both these games, but there's something about the ones in The Quarry that just clicked for me. When it comes to horror, Until Dawn takes this category by a significant margin. This game has so many jump scares. Like, every time I sat down just to play this game for a little bit, there was always just at least one jump scare that had me freak out, bro. You can just casually be playing, you're not expecting anything, and then boom, jump scare. And compared to The Quarry, the kills and deaths in this game are a lot more brutal. It's bloodier, it's gorier, you kind of had to look away sometimes. And the don't move moments are so intense. You can't move a muscle. You just can't. I kept trying so hard to keep still, and I was just shaking at some points. I started to tilt the controller, and I got someone killed. It's way more intense than trying not to breathe in The Quarry. You kind of just have to hold X and then just wait for like the werewolves to disappear. And trust me, The Quarry has its horror moments here and there, but Until Dawn takes this category by a large margin. Taking consistency, again, Until Dawn. For one particular reason. Look, in the Quarry, Laura's probably like my second or third favorite character, but the whole prison sequence with her, Max, and the cop slightly dragged on for me. Obviously, it was all interesting finding out what happened to her. How did she lose the eye? How did she get out in the end? But there was a bit too much dialogue, not enough action, and I felt like with Until Dawn, the pacing just keeps getting faster and faster. It never really slows down once it gets going. So yeah, for me, it's a no-brainer. Consistency goes to Until Dawn. Next up, the Wendigos versus the human-like werewolves. Which monster is better? For me, I'm going with the werewolves in the Quarry. Look, man, the Wendigos in Until Dawn are also very, very freaky. And unlike the Quarry, we learn more about the origin of the monster. But listen, the werewolves in the Quarry are genuinely nasty to look at. Especially when you have characters like Nick and Emma turning into them. It's just so wild. This category pretty much came down to which monster is uglier and freakier, and for me, the Quarry takes it. And finally, which game has the better ending? Until Dawn. Until Dawn for sure. We get the beautiful shot of the cabin on fire, we get the nice police interviews with the characters, and just an overall more conclusive ending compared to the Quarry. In the Quarry, you drive up to Silas, you shoot Silas, you talk to the old lady, and it's GG. However, I liked that Daydream Believer ending. It's a great song. It's a nice ending that showed who's alive and who's dead. But it ultimately felt kind of underwhelming. You know, the game just kind of ended abruptly. I just wish we got a bit of a more conclusive ending, you know what I mean? So yeah, Until Dawn takes it by a large, large margin. But now, what's the verdict? Which game is better? I'm taking the Quarry. I know. Hold on. I just had a more fun time playing the Quarry than I did Until Dawn. And again, you gotta remember, I love both of these games. Both of these games are very, very special to me. But from the summer setting to the characters and the opening scene that sets up a great game, I just instantly fell in love. This is just my opinion. It's not the right one. I know that many people prefer Until Dawn and that it is the more loved game of the two, but that's just gonna wrap it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.